What time Reacher Season 3, Episode 6 releases on Prime Video? After the cliffhanger ending of the previous episode, Reacher Season 3, Episode 6 could be one of the best episodes of the entire series. At the end of Season 3, Episode 5, Reacher and Beck walk into Bizarre Bazaar to have a meeting with Julius McCabe, who the titular character formerly knew as Xavier Quinn. Throughout Reacher Season 3, Reacher has been working undercover and living at Beck's estate. However, this is the first time he will be face-to-face with the boss of the operation, who he has history with. Years before the events of Season 3, Quinn brutally tortured and murdered Donna Cole, who Reacher used to work with. While Reacher thought he had killed Quinn, he recently learned he is still alive and is going by the name Julius McCabe. While it's possible that Quinn has amnesia and won't recognize Reacher, the former military officer is still going to be in a very dangerous situation in Episode 6. Therefore, it will be very interesting to see how Reacher and Quinn's interaction goes in the upcoming episode. Reacher Season 3, Episode 6 releases at 3 m on March 13th. New episodes of Reacher Season 3 are released on Prime Video every Thursday at 3 m Eastern Time. Therefore, Reacher Season 3, Episode 6 can be streamed on March 13th at 3 m. However, the series does not release at 3 m in all time zones. Reacher Season 3, Episode 6 will be able to be streamed at 12 m Pacific Time, 5 m Brazil Time, 8 m UK Time, 10 m Central European Time, 1:30 p.m. India Standard Time, 7 p.m. Australia Time, and 9 p.m. New Zealand Time. Perhaps Reacher and Quinn will have yet another dramatic face down at the edge of a cliff at some point in Season 3. The next episode of Reacher is titled Smoke on the Water. While this title is slightly vague, it could be referring to the water that Quinn fell into after being shot by Reacher years before the events of Season 3. Throughout the season, the ocean behind Beck's mansion has also been set up as an important location. Perhaps Reacher and Quinn will have yet another dramatic encounter at the edge of a cliff at some point in Season 3. Other than Episode 2, every episode in Reacher Season 3 has been close to or over 50 minutes. This means that most of the episodes in the hit Prime Video show's third season have been longer than a lot of episodes in the first two seasons. The previous episode of Reacher was 49 minutes, whereas Season 3, Episode 6 will be 48 minutes. Episode 5 was perhaps the most exciting episode of the season, so Episode 6 should have plenty of time to get through several major story beats. After Reacher Season 3, Episode 6, only 2 episodes remain. Therefore, it is a safe assumption that Smoke on the Water will raise the stakes of the season even more. Reacher and Quinn having a meeting will be exciting, and it's likely that him and Polly will continue to irritate each other, which will further set up their eventual fight. Therefore, Reacher Season 3, Episode 6 will definitely be worth a watch. There's a rhythm to Jack Reacher's life, one that pounds like boots on gravel and echoes like thunder across the American landscape. No phone. No fixed address. Just a toothbrush in his pocket, a passport of bruises, and an unrelenting sense of justice. And in Reacher Season 3, that rhythm returns louder, deadlier, and sharper than ever. Following the bone-crushing intensity of Season 2, Season 3 dials up both the violence and the brains. Adapted from Lee Child's Persuader, this season plants Reacher deep undercover, dragging viewers into the darkest, most complex operation he's faced yet, and one that might just cost him everything. A ghost from the past. We open not on Reacher, but on the unmistakable figure of Quinn, a shadowy arms dealer whose reputation precedes him, and not in a good way. He's smart, paranoid, and dangerous. But what makes him truly terrifying is that he's supposed to be dead. Reacher knows because he killed him, or so he thought. When DEA agents vanish during a covert operation, the feds don't just call Reacher, they need him. But this time, it's not just muscle they're after. Reacher must go undercover, carving a new identity to infiltrate Quinn's operation from the inside. He'll have to outthink, outfight, and outlast a criminal empire hiding behind lies, loyalty, and loaded weapons. Undercover, under pressure, Reacher's brilliance lies in his simplicity, but Season 3 challenges that. Undercover work means he can't simply beat answers out of people, though he still does when needed. He must manipulate, pretend, and adapt. For a man who lives by truth and instinct, it's a moral minefield. and it makes for gripping TV. To sell his new persona, Reacher lets the worst parts of himself bubble to the surface: his aggression, his precision, his cold rage. He blends in with Quinn's brutal enforcers and earns their respect the old-fashioned way, by being the baddest man in the room. Yet the deeper he goes, the more the line blurs between mission and madness. Every scene crackles with tension. One wrong word, one suspicious glance, and Reacher's cover could collapse. But the man has always been good at surviving. Better yet, he's damn near impossible to stop. The Reacher ensemble expands. This season doesn't just rely on Alan Ritchson's towering charisma, though he delivers, as always, with stone-cold ferocity and unexpected flashes of warmth. Reacher Season 3 also brings back fan-favorite Frances Neagley Mariasten, whose loyalty and tactical brilliance once again make her Reacher's anchor. Their bond, one of mutual respect, military code, and unsaid truths, remains one of the show's emotional cornerstones. We also meet DEA agent Susan Duffy, a fan favorite from the books, who's tough as nails but carries the weight of loss and betrayal. Her interactions with Reacher range from confrontational to collaborative, and their chemistry sparks without ever resorting to cliches. She's a soldier of justice in her own right, and her arc adds emotional stakes that make the mission personal. Violence with a brain. Let's be clear, Reacher Season 3 doesn't shy away from what fans love most: savage, bone-breaking justice. The fight choreography remains surgical, each movement echoing Reacher's training and sheer physical dominance. But what sets this season apart is the strategic intelligence behind every punch. Each confrontation feels like a chess match, played with fists, guns, and wit. Reacher doesn't just win because he's big. He wins because he sees patterns, calculates odds, and strikes with purpose. It's smart violence, and that makes it all the more satisfying. A villain worthy of Reacher. Quinn is the perfect mirror to Reacher, methodical, lethal, and commanding loyalty through fear. But unlike Reacher, he's corrupted by power. His backstory intertwines with Reacher's in chilling ways, revealing betrayals and blood debts that go back years. By the time their final confrontation arrives, it's not just justice, it's personal. And the showdown doesn't disappoint. Set in an abandoned coastal mansion during a thunderstorm, the finale is pure noir-laced adrenaline. There are no backup plans, no safety nets, just Reacher, a storm, and the reckoning he's been building toward all season. What Season 3 really means: beneath all the gunfire and grit, Season 3 of Reacher is about identity. Reacher walks alone, but the people who pass through his life leave marks. As he dismantles Quinn's empire, he's forced to confront his own ghosts, choices he made, lives he touched, and the man he becomes when the mask slips. Can a man like Reacher ever find peace? Does he even want to? These questions simmer beneath every scene, giving weight to the action and soul to the silence. Final verdict: Reacher refined. Reacher Season 3 is a brutal ballet of brawn and brains. It honors the books while carving its own path, and Alan Ritchson continues to prove he was born to play this role. With tight storytelling, unforgettable characters, and a pounding heart of justice, this season cements Reacher as one of the most compelling action dramas on television. And just like Reacher himself, it leaves without warning, vanishing into the night, but not before leaving a trail of justice behind. Let me know if you'd like this tailored for publication with SEO elements, headline variants, or quotes, or turned into a recap or character analysis.